Hey there, it's Mark Yegi, and this is just a quick thingy about Tesla. And I'm not going to go on and on forever. I just want to kind of just record my thoughts down here, and maybe they'll be helpful to you. Maybe they'll give you some insight on what's going on and what I think is going on. So the problem with common sense is that it's so uncommon, and this stock has gone down ridiculously over the last not just year and a half, but really over the last quarter. And it's way oversold, in my opinion. But the stock is shifting. If you saw my 45-minute video that I put out last week about Tesla, you see that I believe that the stock is shifting gears and moving into Robotaxi and automated self-driving mode. And that is a software company, not so much a hardware company. So this is a very critical earnings report tonight. So Tesla has earnings tonight, and this is a critical earnings report. Now, it's critical from a couple perspectives. So hear me out on this. Number one, Tesla's got an earnings report and they just missed deliveries. They were expecting like 415,000 cars delivered in the last quarter, first quarter of the year. And they hit 300, let's call it 386,000, something like that. So they were short. And so obviously when you sell fewer cars, you have fewer revenue, less revenue. When you have less revenue, may your earnings per share, may suffer. And so all of that is weighing on the company, and that's why the company's been selling off. There were warnings of that, and there were rumors of that, and that actually ended up happening. And the company has sold off. So the stock has sold off. The company's still doing the same thing it's always done. It's growing its car sales, and it's continuing to make money, and they have very little debt. So none of that's changed. What's changed is everybody's belief about the company. So now everybody's focused on quarterly earnings, and Elon Musk kind of hates that. And so everybody's expecting an earnings number tonight, right? 50 cents, 55 cents, 40 cents, 48 cents, whatever it is. I'm probably somewhere around 45 cents a share. And so if they beat the number or if they don't beat the number, so you know what happens, right? Sometimes the company is the street is expecting 50 cents a share and they get 55 cents a share and it sells off because of something the CEO said, or the opposite happens. They're expecting a make, they miss. And since they missed, the company goes up. Like, you can't really figure it all out. Everybody's focused on these quarterly numbers. And I am too. It's been a rough ride in Tesla for sure. But this is not a quarterly game anymore. This is a game where the company is shifting into basically a software company that Elon Musk has always envisioned. Now, like Apple, they sell hardware, cars, right? And so everybody's focused on the hardware they sell. But if you look at Apple's revenues, yeah, they sell phones, but they also sell iPads and AirPods and subscriptions and Apple TV and all these other software related things, apps. And so the hardware is a way to get into the consumer's hands, and now they can start to put the software out. And the results I'm hearing, the reviews I'm hearing on this full self-driving 12.4.5 version that just came out yesterday it's absolutely amazing. You only have to touch the wheel or touch the pedals just to let the car know that you're paying attention. Otherwise, it's really driving itself 99.9% of the time at a way safer rate. All right, let me get back. You all know that if you watch my other video. Let me get back to the real crux, and that is that a couple of months ago, the Delaware Chancery, the courts in Delaware, basically said we're nullifying the agreement that Elon Musk made with Tesla, which was ratified by like 73 or 78 or 75% of the shareholders. So an overwhelming number of shareholders said, yeah, if Elon does these amazing things and doesn't take a salary for 5 years and he increases the value of the company by 10 times, which nobody can do, they said, then sure, we'll give him $56 billion worth of stock. Well, guess what? He did all that, and the court nullified it a couple months ago. So he's doing a couple things. Number one, he's appealing it. And number two, he's planning on moving the company to Texas out of Delaware, because if he's not going to get good court rulings from Delaware, why does he need to be there? So he's looking at those two things, and that vote is coming up in a couple of months. So let's go back to the earnings call tonight. Here's what I think is happening. Elon has just cleaned house. He just fired 10% of the staff. He also got rid of the whole advertising department 2 nights ago. 40 people got rid of those people. All right, so he's gotten rid of some staff. Well, that's going to cut costs going forward for sure. What is it also saying? Well, he got rid of 2 key executives that apparently, you don't get rid of key executives when they're awesome. You get rid of them when they're underperforming. And so he got rid of those 2 guys. And so now he is ready for the next phase of the company. So if he wants to keep his ownership percentage, and I think right now he's about 12 or 13% ownership of this company, and it's certainly lost a lot of value over the last 2-3 months. If he wants to keep that, and he said he wants 25% of the company, or at least he'll get 20 if he gets his package reinstated, he's got to have to show the shareholders that they should believe in him, because right now they're like, I don't know if I believe in this guy. And so they may vote against him. Well, they're voting against themselves, because if Elon Musk leaves Tesla, the stock is going to go from the 142 where it is now to probably like $60. Maybe not. Maybe it goes from 142 to 242. I don't know, but like you can make your own conclusion on what Tesla is like without Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is in this quarterly report that's coming out tonight. He's going to put his best foot forward and his best vision. Usually he's kind of nonchalant on these calls. I don't think he's going to be like that tonight. I think he's taken this call very seriously, because it's a make or break call for him and his wealth. Now, he doesn't really keep score, he says, but everybody keeps score a little bit. And so his wealth is going to be tied up in tonight's earnings report. So he canceled his trip with the Prime Minister of India. That's a pretty big cancellation. So he could focus on this earnings report. He's cleaned house. He's upgrading all of the interfaces on the web to sell more cars. He's dropped the price of cars. He's doing a bunch of things right before this earnings report. Why? I think because what he's trying to show the shareholders is that he's in charge, and he's got a plan, and they need to get on board with the plan, or they're going to be left behind. And so vote for him because he's awesome, or whatever, right? That's his position. And so he's going to have the numbers are going to be what the numbers are going to be. Let's call it 45 cents a share. It's what he says after that that's going to make a difference in what the stock does. So if he says we're going to Robotaxi, and it's going to be licensed to all the big car companies because we've got the best AI, and it's going to be $99 a month or $8,000 or whatever it is, that's a huge revenue stream going forward. And that revenue stream doesn't cost much. It costs chips, right? It costs a little bit of programming, but that thing is starting to program itself. And it's taking in all the data from the increasing number of cars that are in the fleet, driving at a safer pace, right? With safer results. Everything is starting to work exactly like he laid it out 10 years ago, which nobody thought would ever happen. Now, he's been late on a bunch of stuff, and that's what bugs me about Elon Musk. But things that he says generally do come true. Launching a rocket and having it land back on its own pad, digging tunnels, building cars that are practically self-driving right now. They're cheaper to run than gasoline-powered cars. And all these car companies are out of whack. They're way behind in the development of these cars. So if Tesla continues to execute and sells more and more cars, which they are, they're slowing down their rate of sales, but they're still selling a ton of cars. In a couple of years, this company is going to have 4, 6, 8, 10 million cars on the road, all making the AI self-driving better. So bottom line for tonight, expect a lot of volatility. Expect a lot of volatility, not just tonight, but going forward. I think what's happened is so much negativity has been put into the stock, maybe on purpose, maybe because Elon has pissed off people in Washington or the big companies, or he bought X and he's outspoken and they don't like that anymore. Maybe that's a big thing. And I think it's probably got something to do with it. But the short sellers are going to get ripped if tonight he announces something amazing, and he may, because he wants to keep his job. And if those short sellers get ripped and they have to start covering, basically they have to start buying back their shorts, that stock could rip tonight. It could also go the other way and go from 140 back, down to $100 where it was, a year and 3 months ago. So a lot of stuff could happen. I don't know the answers. I don't ever claim to know the answers. I'm trying to play probabilities here. And I got to tell you, it's been difficult in Tesla. It's a tough stock for anybody to own, unless you just close your eyes and look long-term. And I still think Tesla is going to be around in the long term. I think it's going to be the number one car company in the world. It's already the number one selling car in the world right now. All right. So be careful tonight. I hope that makes sense. Put in the comments below if you think that makes any kind of sense. That's how I see it. It's a little bit more common sense than the street is looking at it. It's just a car company. It's more of an AI company. There's a little component of energy and all those other things that I said in my other video. So anyway, we'll see what happens tonight. All right. Take care. See you on the next video.